Caspian, and I'm back into the video. Today, I'm talking about the Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell. Now, do not worry if you have not read it, because this is a spoiler-free edition of my review of it. I will do a part 2, though it won't be called part 2, I'll just say spoiler-filled. So, look out for that. That'll come out in a week. So, you'll have a week to read this, or you can just read this at your own pace, and then watch the video later. So, today I'll be talking about the blurb and some of the characters in the spoiler-free way. So, first of all, I read the blurb, and yeah, so this is the blurb. That's the blurb. You probably, if you're gonna read it, you probably already have it, and you have the blurb, so you probably read the blurb if you're watching this video. So, Alice and Connor Bailey's world is about to change. Their world doesn't really change, though. They change because why are they saying their world is about to change? That's what they say in a lot of blurbs and trailers. Even though their world doesn't change, the Earth itself doesn't change. Their home doesn't change. They themselves change as they learn the new facts about their past and things. So, their world doesn't change, they just go to a new world. When Twins' grandmother gives them a treasured fairy tale book. That's pretty true. Well, she doesn't give them, she gives it to Alex. Connor doesn't really want it. Okay. They have no idea they're about to enter land beyond all imagining. Land stories where fairy tales are real. Yep. The twins know they must get back home somehow, but with the legendary Evil Queen hot on their trail, will they ever find the way? Is Evil Queen that legendary though? Because I know she is because of Snow White, but Snow White's way more legendary. No one thinks about the villain in Snow White, they more think of just Snow White and her story. So, yeah. So she is kind of legendary, but not very, very legendary. She's not as legendary as, say, the fairy godmother, Cinderella. She's, a villain, and she's a legendary villain, but she's not a legendary character. So, in a way they're right, but in a way they're not. Okay. So, I just want to talk about Alex and Connor in a spoiler-free way. I feel like this is literally the story of if Leo Valdez and Hermione Granger were somehow brother and sister, and they went into the fairy tale world. I mean, it is though, because that's literally their characters, and it's the funniest dual side thing. I mean, they're literally the opposites, but they get along so well. They work together so well because they're the opposites. I mean, it's crazy. I have so many examples, and I'll talk about that in the second video. So if you want to hear about those examples, you'll be able to go to that video in a week, or if you're seeing this in the future, you'll be able to go to it after this video. So yeah, I also really like the cover. I kind of wanted to talk about the cover. Look, the cover is really good. There's Cinderella's castle, which is pretty obvious because it looks like a big castle, which is usually what people imagine as Cinderella's castle. At least I do. Rapunzel's tower, because that's how the movie does it also. It's a big spindly tower. I'm pretty sure this book came out before the movie, I think. So then there's also the big beanstalk, Jack's beanstalk. And then there's them falling. I like them. They have Snow White sleeping with look, they have the whole potion, and I think it's all beautifully done. Then there's Malcolm, and then there's also Froggy, and he uses the same kind of format with every book. He says Land of Stories, which book, Land of Stories, the book title, book whatever number, Chris Golfer, and then something here. Then at the back there's also always a curve or something where the blurb is, and then here there's a picture thing. It's like that, and then here there's always 2 characters, and here there's 2 more characters, and at the bottom there's like something. So yeah, he uses the same kind of format, but it's a very good format. So yeah. Okay. So that so I talked about the book cover. I kind of touched on the characters. Don't really know what else to say. Alex is a very good student. Connor falls asleep in basically all the classes. And there's also Mrs. Peters, who's their teacher, which I honestly like. Like, she's not a mean teacher. And I like how in Alex's eyes, she's like the best teacher ever. In Connor's eyes, she's the worst teacher ever, because she blabs on all the time, in his opinion. So I feel like she's kind of in the middle, because as a character, you usually look at the characters, the main character, you look at a character, you're like, well, say, a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, if the main character doesn't like someone, you usually don't like that person. But with Mrs. Peters, it's like, Connor doesn't like her, but Alex does. So it's like, you kind of like her, but also dislike her. I honestly like her. I feel like she's a good teacher, just not to Connor, So yeah, what else? Yeah. The evil queen is the villain, as they say on the back, and she's a pretty awesome villain. I love how Chris, he takes all the fairy tales, shoves them in one place, and explains why they all make sense together. Like, the 4 charming brothers, they're all brothers. And, there's a 5th one who's long lost. And I love how, he just, explains how all of them are connected. And maybe, the original authors probably didn't think of how they're connected, And how, Jack and Goldilocks are connected, or Red Riding Hood and Froggy and all of these characters, even though Froggy's a made-up character. I don't think he's from any fairy tales. And, the main 2 characters are made up. They're made up. They're, his own characters going through a world of fairy tales which are just interconnected. And, I'm pretty sure the Evil Queen never really had a backstory. And he just, puts the best backstory ever. And even sets up this next book using the backstory. So it's amazing. I mean, it's incredible how he does it. So yeah. So please follow, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Please, can you please get me to 101 subscribers? That would be amazing. That would be incredible. Please, that's my goal for the year. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. So please, if you could do that, that would be amazing. You can see some of my videos on my channel, and see you next time. Bye.